This episode is brought to you by Peacock. The new Peacock original documentary, Matthew Perry, A Hollywood Tragedy, dives deep into the beloved actor's rise to fame and his tragic death. 5 people, including Perry's personal assistant, 2 medical doctors, and an alleged Hollywood drug dealer known as the Ketamine Queen, were charged with conspiracy to illegally provide Perry with the ketamine. Explore the details of the case in this heartbreaking special, streaming now only on Peacock.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile, with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Hello and welcome to I Talk to Ghosts, the podcast that will always accompany you on a spooky nighttime drive. I'm your haunted host, Jennifer, a spirit medium and a teller of ghost stories. Tonight for you, dear guest, I have creepy tales of ghost cars, phantom cars that appear out of nowhere and vanish just as quickly. After the ghostly joyride, join me for some spirit work. As a medium, I love to share my work with you directly. So join me at my seance table to see if there is a spirit here for you tonight. But first, the spooky. Get in the car. Your phantom ride is here to pick you up right now. I swear the following story is true. It happened to me around 2002. It was around 1 a.m. in the morning, and I was driving on a remote stretch of I-40, heading west. The road was quiet, empty, and still. I had the cruise control set at about 80 miles per hour, and there hadn't been another car in sight for miles. I was in the left lane where the pavement was smoother when a pair of headlights appeared in my rearview mirror. This car was slowly gaining on me, so I moved over to the right lane to let it pass. As it pulled alongside me, I glanced over, curious about who was outspeeding me at this hour. It was an old, white, 1980s 4-door sedan, plain, unremarkable. But something was off. The windows were too dark to see into. I couldn't see anyone inside. I shifted my focus to the license plate, trying to see where the car was from. But the plate was blurry, fuzzy in a way I just can't quite explain. No matter how hard I stared, I couldn't make out the state or even a single letter. Then the car pulled out in front of me and started slowing down, forcing me to break my cruise control. Irritated, I moved back into the left-hand lane and hit the gas to pass him. As I pulled ahead, I checked the side mirror, waiting for a safe moment to merge back into the right lane ahead of this car. But then I realized the headlights were gone. I swerved slightly, instantly judging myself for jumping over the shock of it. I looked around frantically, scanning the road, the open desert. Nothing. No taillights, no dust, no sound. The car had vanished. Shaken, I slowed to a stop and I got out, listening, looking. The moon cast an eerie glow over the landscape, but there were no side roads, no exits, nowhere for that car to have gone. Just an endless stretch of empty desert and an unnatural silence pressing in around me. To this day, I have no explanation. In the summer of 2011, I was driving home from work around 4:30 p.m. It was a bright, sunny afternoon. I work in a small city, but I live in a rural county, just open land and flat roads. That day, I was about halfway between home and work, smack in the middle of nowhere, when I approached one of the few intersections, a farm path merging into the main road. An antique car from the early 1930s was coming off the farm path. I'm no expert in classic cars, but I love old movies, so I could place its time frame pretty well. The restoration was incredible. The owner had clearly put a lot of loving work into it. As I passed, I regrettably didn't look inside to see who was driving. I was too busy admiring the craftsmanship. As I looked back into my mirror, I saw the car pulled out onto the road behind me. I was a little surprised. Who takes a car like that down a farm path? But hey, maybe they were just out for a drive. After about a quarter of a mile, I glanced in my rearview mirror again, and the car was gone. Now, in most places, that wouldn't be too strange, but here, in the middle of nowhere, there was nowhere for it to go. I slowed down, found a place to turn around, which wasn't easy in my large truck, and I backtracked, half expecting to find the car in a ditch, the only possible place it could have gone. But there was nothing. No car, no tracks, no sign that it had ever been there. And here's where it gets stranger. Over the years, I've seen that car again, always on the same stretch of road, and every time, without fail, it disappears. Not in the sense that I've actually watched it vanish. I'll be watching it and my attention shifts for a split second, and when I look back, it's gone. Every single time. I've searched for it, thinking maybe it belongs to someone nearby. I've checked yards, open barns, nothing. I admit I've become a little obsessed with getting some answers. My spouse, who does believe in ghosts, thinks I've been seeing a ghost car. Honestly, I'm starting to wonder if they're right. About 3 years ago, 2 of my friends and I were sitting in a hot tub at one of their houses. It was close to 10:30 at night. My friend lives right next to a cemetery. Not just any cemetery, an old one. The youngest grave is dated 1803. And my friend thinks her house is haunted. That night, we were messing around, joking and chatting, when we heard a noise. It sounded like a motor, like an old car engine struggling, like it needed a tune-up. At first, it didn't seem too weird, but then we saw headlights. Just headlights. No car, no shape, just floating lights, moving across the field on her property. And here's the thing. You have to know a gate code in order to get onto her lot. There's no way a random car could have gotten in. We watched for about 2 minutes, frozen, trying to make sense of what we were seeing. Then, one of my friends tried to speak. The second she opened her mouth, whatever the heck it was, just exploded. We screamed. Her dog went crazy, barking like mad. A few seconds later, her mom came running outside, demanding to know what happened. Her parents had heard the noise as well. Her parents and sister grabbed the Ranger, which is basically a souped-up golf cart, and took off down the dirt road that led to the field, looking for anything. But when they came back, they told us there wasn't a car, no debris, no tire tracks, nothing. Here's where it gets even weirder. 2 years before this happened, there was a car accident on that same road. The vehicle had flipped 6 times. We tried researching other accidents in the area, but we found nothing. Ever since that night, every time I've gone over there, we keep watch for those headlights. And we have never seen them again. Hello and welcome back to I Talk to Ghosts. I have a message from the spirits tonight, so thank you for joining me at my seance table. Tonight, as I work, I have with me the herb skullcap. Now, skullcap is associated with love, devotion, fidelity, peace, and calming of anxiety. Skullcap can be used as a tea. You can burn it as a bit of a smoke cleansing ritual. You can keep it around your candles while you do focus, love, meditation work. It also helps promote sleep. Okay, I am going to open my mind, allow spirit to come close. Tonight I am feeling someone's sister. She is showing me herself at age 8. It could be that she's always been a kid at heart. It could be that you have wonderful memories of her in childhood at that age. It could mean that she passed young. She is showing me such a lovely personality. Okay. How I'm seeing her, she has light brown hair and it's up like in a messy bun, and it looks like it has a bit of a natural curl to it. I'm seeing kind of like loose, her hair kind of loose and curling a little bit, but still like up in this bun. And she's showing me caterpillars, like kind of woolly, fuzzy caterpillars. And she just loved to interact with them. I'm seeing them, one like on her finger. She'd keep them, just make a little like stick habitat for them. And of course, she's like, I would let them go. But it was just something she really loved. And I'm seeing this pink t-shirt with kind of shorter sleeves that kind of stick up a little bit. And there's a chocolate stain on her shirt. It feels like chocolate ice cream. And I just got the impression of Garfield. So that dates this back in memory. This isn't recent. She seems delightful and full of jokes. She's showing me like a joke book. Know that she loves you very much, and she is still with you, and she sees you grown with your own children. And she says, I would be the best auntie. And I think she is. I think she's still with your family, and please know that you are connected and you can talk to her anytime you want, and she sees you and she feels you. Her message tonight, she's bringing up some stress. To me, it looks like I'm seeing like the symbol of like a spreadsheet. That could mean work. It could mean money and, budget and things like that. So just remember, we shouldn't carry our stress and our problems with us all hours of the day. Book time to stress and then let it go. Like, book time to address the issues, and then if there's nothing else you can do that day, let it go and enjoy your family, enjoy your time, create and invite in all the things you love. Create space for that. Just recognize that when you're stressed, tires us out, and it makes everything else a little bit more irritable too. And it's not helping. It doesn't solve the thing we're stressing about. So just be mindful of that. She is showing me like this field and a horse. And I don't know if, and maybe this was an interest of hers or just it's conveying that freedom and that open air and that movement. So explore those themes a little bit. And if that literally is a connection for you, the field and the horse and the open air, take that to heart as well. If this message connects for you, please reach out and let me know. I love to know how what I give, how that's received and how it's translated for the person I am reading for. Yeah. Okay. That's it for now. Thank you. Are you enjoying the podcast? Please leave a kind review or share it with a friend. These small actions take only a few moments, but they immensely help support the podcast. Thank you for supporting my work and the podcast. And with that, dear listener, we have reached the end of the ride. I hope you enjoyed my spirit work that I shared with you this evening, as well as those tales of ghost cars. Have you ever had an encounter with a phantom vehicle? I would love to hear it. I love ghost stories, so please tell it to me. You can always email me at speaknow@italktoghosts.com. In the meantime, wherever you wander off to in this world or the next, just remember, come back and visit with me. Have a lovely evening and good night.
If you enjoy stories of the paranormal and the unexplained, join me for They're Not Shadows. As I got out of the car, lightning lit up the sky. The trees making a jagged display through the rain. They're not shadows. It's a spooky good time.
Hello? Are you okay?
Pack your body bags. We're going on a slaycation. Tim, what's a slaycation?
A slaycation is a murder or mysterious death that happens while you're on vacation.
If you like to mix humor with horror and travel,
join me, Kim Davis,
and me, Adam Tex Davis,
and me, Jerry Colbert,
as we look at the craziest slaycations that will have you asking, what the F is wrong with people? You can find Slaycation on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts.
Just remember, getting away can be murder.